What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and before we get into this video, I do want to mention that you really should wait on spinning the rubies that you're getting from this check-in login event. I really would hold off on this, even though we know that the Korean forums did say that the third anniversary is going to start on the 26th of July, and this event right here is actually going to be over before that. We have no idea what Netmarble is going to throw at us. I mean, this is going to be going on for another 18 days from the time of the recording of this video, and that's a long time. A lot can happen in 18 days, so I would highly advise all of you to hold off on spending any of your rubies in the United banners for your cards or for your characters, unless you really want to, obviously. But I would just wait, just to make sure, just to cover your tracks. And, you know, just a few months ago, yellow characters actually were quite weak in this game. They weren't really doing all that well. And then all of a sudden we get the introduction of King, Chrysalid, and Keo, three of the strongest characters in the game. I would argue that Keo is actually the strongest character in the game. Freaking insane meta, along with Chrysalid. Now, that doesn't mean that King is weak. He's definitely not weak. He's freaking amazing for a lot of reasons. And today is the last day for Nightmare Geese Guild Raid. So I thought it'd be fun to take this yellow team in here, especially since all three of these characters have Starlight. And on hard mode, Starlight damage does weaken the meter on Nightmare Geese. And you can't see it right now, but I am using Meliodas for my striker for King. And then of course we got Iori for Keo. And then we have Nightmare Geese for Chrysalid. And, you know, again, all these characters have Starlight. They're all going to get buffed up by King's leadership. This yellow element of fighter attack by 45%, increased PG rate by 20%. And along with King's PG rate core, that's 40% PG rate, he pretty much builds up his 3 PG in one rotation. He's pretty ridiculous. I mean, even when you're fighting this guy in PvP, like you fight him in league match, you'll find he builds up his 3 PG super fast. And then, of course, he's got the Starlight Explosion. And usually this isn't a good thing whenever you're trying to break the meter, because it will remove the dot that you're actually applying. But in King's case, because he actually has Starlight on a couple different skills, his first and third skill, it actually increases his chances of always applying that Starlight. You really don't have to worry about removing it. I've played him over and over in the past against Guild Raid, and I never had a problem. I haven't really tried him against this specific Guild Raid, but I have tried him in the past against Lunatic, against Omega, and I never had a problem of removing the Starlight damage. And you can reset the second skill. There's a 30% chance to reset this thing, but you also do get this attack buff that does increase your damage based off defenses. So it's a really good idea, and this has been tested, to put a KS set on him. You can't put an Athena set on him because that only buffs up defensive characters, and King is a balanced type, so he's not going to get buffed up from that. But you will find that King's 3 PG cannot interrupt Nightmare Geese. It can't stop him from doing the Raging Storm. So a lot of times when King's doing his 3 PG, Nightmare Geese can still do the Raging Storm, and believe me, King, when he falls down in that darkness, it doesn't take long for him to die. It's really a big crux for this character against Nightmare Geese, but he does have hyper armor, and Meliodas does actually offer a heal as a striker. And as you guys can see, we'll bring it up right here. Increase active team member attack by 10%, and then the recovery of 5% HP. That does help a lot. And then we have the always link effect, where we decrease skill cooldown by 1 second and decrease damage received by enemy by 4%, which is nice. And then the increased attack by 10% when 7% is HP or more is a good thing. You know, it's a lot of extra attack, which is why I chose to use him. And Keo here, I mean, we've talked about Keo a ton of freaking time. We just recently talked about him. I'll just show you guys the build on the guy. It's the same build that I've used always for him. And then we have Chrysalid here. And this really is an insane team, especially for Starlight damage. The fact that you know that all three of these characters do have Starlight, all three of them do have hyper armor. Keo with the insane, you know, 3 PG and all the extra attack buffs. I mean, tons and tons of synergy. Keo is the only character, by the way, that can interrupt Geese from doing the Raging Storm. So that is kind of a disadvantage on this team, but you'll see they can get a good enough score that you can actually do pretty well. And I will be using Chrysalis 3PG, although his 5PG might actually be better, but we'll just run with it. And we're going to use the City of Darkness set. I could use the Merlin set, as I like to call it. That does increase damage to Starlight. I'm going to find it here. This set right here. We could use this set, but I'm going to go ahead and stick with the City of Darkness set just because I like using it. And then we got a blast skill option card on Chrysalis. Now, something to note is the only character that has a super armor tag in card is Keo. These other characters can actually get caught by Nightmare Geese whenever Geese is doing the Repukin. Whenever they're dropping down, they can actually get caught by him. But let's see how we do. Now, I've only played this maybe 2 or 3 times, so I guarantee there's going to be a better rotation to doing this. But I'm just curious. Let's see what we can rock out here. All right. So we got our Starlight applied. We're going to apply a little bit more Starlight. And now we'll do the 3PG here. And we'll do the 3PG, right? We got our Starlight applied. We're doing the 3PG. Now here you're going to notice if we fall down and Nightmare Geese does his Raging Storm, we are going to fall in the darkness. So you saw what I did there. I'm just trying to avoid taking any damage from the darkness here. Here we go. Here we go. And the thing is, you know, King, like, he's up in the air when he does this 3PG. See, do you hear Nightmare Geese? He did the Raging Storm. So the darkness is going to be down on the ground. And this is kind of the thing, man. King really doesn't do as well as what you would like. We're just going to go ahead and do the 3PG here. Like I said, I haven't worked out a set rotation to doing this at all. I'm really just winging it. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Break that meter before he does Raging Storm. Come on, come on, come on. And we'll do this 3PG, and then after this 3PG, we'll be able to do the default finisher that actually applies to Starlight. See how this works out. And then we'll switch to Chrysalis. There we go, there we go. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. I mean, it might be better to spam your skills maybe on some of these characters whenever you do break the meter. Ah, shit. We'll do the 3PG. It's definitely not as pretty as like just having all the SS characters on there. I went ahead and brought in Meliodas to bring in a little bit of a heal. I need to keep track of my time too because I actually don't want to beat this. Do our default. Oh, yeah. Do our 3PG. Then we'll bring in Chrysalis. I mean, really, guys, I'm just kind of playing this by ear, and I'm just winging it. Let's go. Let's go. I should have used Meliodas there and brought in my heal. Really what I want to do is I want to have King on the ground before Geese gets out of this, before he gets out of that trance. There we go, there we go. We did Kyo's 3PG, so we interrupted Geese from doing the Raging Storm. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I'm just going to go ahead. All right, here we go, here we go. And we'll switch to King. And King, man, that darkness is, it plays hell on him. It freaking melts him. Oh, no, 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 no. We're going to have to switch to King, Kyo really fast here. We'll do the 3PG. Oh, boy, oh, boy. It's definitely tricky playing with this team, I'm not going to lie. So 450 million, guys. 450 million, and I don't even have a set rotation. I had 5 seconds left. I could probably get 500 million plus with this team. Wow. So that's pretty awesome. Not bad at all for someone that's only played with this team maybe 2 or 3 times, coming in there and just winging it. Amazing. So let's go into the Immortal Dungeon and see how they do, because these guys are yellows. And they do have the type advantage against Oh Boy, but the cool thing about this team is King has Dot Explosion, right? So he's going to be stunning the hell out of this boss. And then, of course, we got Kyo and Chrysalid, right, for all the insane damage. And Chrysalid, really, I think if I use this 5PG, it'd probably be better. But let's see how they do. I mean, they're all going to have the type advantage against this guy, right? This is going to be nutso here. This will be nuts. We're not going to play on auto. We're actually going to manually play this. All right, we'll put it on semi-auto. Okay. Oh man, I screwed up. I hit King's awakening skill. I shouldn't have done that, man. I shouldn't have done that at all. That was kind of silly, but I think we'll be all right. I think we'll be all right. Oh, yeah. And really, King's 3PG and Kyo's is really what's going to be saving us here in this run. Oh, God, yeah. Oh, yeah, this is going to be nuts. Perfect, perfect. Exactly. And like I said, if I had that 5PG, that'd probably be better. Oh, God, look at these guys go. Oh, they are freaking melting the hell out of this thing. Oh, my God, look at the damage that they're putting out. And this is another team, like I did yesterday, that we could definitely run on. Auto. Wow. Wow, and there I did it right. King's guys awaken skill ready. There we go. And now I can run through King's awaken skill here, just spam the living hell out of these things during this long 3PG. Oh my Lord, they are freaking melting this thing. This is an insane team for this. Wow. Oh no, I screwed up. I screwed up, man. Whoops. That wasn't good at all. The Chrysalid's default finisher really isn't the greatest for this, but its damage output is so ridiculous that it doesn't really matter all that much. I mean, these guys are freaking plowing through this. Oh. Look at that. Look at that. 8 seconds left. We got the 500 million. Not bad at all. Completely destroyed this thing. Wow. Freaking insane team. Nice. And, you know, if you had, like, say that first team, like you had King and you had Keo and Chrysalid, and then on the second team, you were using Nightmare Geese, and then maybe you had, like, a Swimsuit Mary or Lady Yashiro for your dot explosion character, and then you had Geese 14 with his 3PG, that would be such a ridiculous team to have. It wouldn't even be funny, guys. They would absolutely murder this thing. So let me know if any of you have been using the yellow team for Guild Raid Hard, or if you've actually tried them against the Immortal most, and let me know the outcome that you've had. And again, please make sure to not spend your rubies, because we have no idea what Netmarble might throw at us in the next 18 days. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GMT plus 7 time. The link will be in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See ya.